The suspended police minister, Senzo Mchunu, has made explosive claims in a 75-page witness statement submitted to Parliament's ad hoc committee probing political killings, alleging that National Political Killings Task Team has been operating illegally since 2022. According to Mchunu, the task team's continued existence beyond that year was irregular and unlawful, prompting him to issue a directive to disband it, a move he insists was both constitutional and legally sound under Section 24 of the South African Police Service Act. And said I was empowered in terms of the Section 24 of the Police Services Act to issue the directive and the manner in which I did. The National Political Killings Task Team post-2022 operated illegally. Its continued existence was irregular. Mchunu's testimony alleges that both National Police Commissioner General Fani Masemula and KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Lieutenant Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi failed to provide proof that the task team's mandate had been lawfully extended following the resignation of former Commissioner General Ketla Sithole. He argues that such extensions were vital, not only to justify the unit's operational cost, but also to ensure compliance with the Public Finance Management Act. Without them, he says the task team's funding and existence stood on shaky legal ground, and said each financial year required formal approval to extend the task team's existence. Those approvals were not obtained. The minister further highlighted that the NPKTT does not appear in SAPS's approved organizational structure for 2024, nor in the 2025, 2026 to 2029, 2030 structure approved on 15 May 2025. Two internal SAPS work studies had long proposed restructuring investigations into political killings under a broader murder and robbery units. The first study, approved by Sithole in June 2019, effectively disestablished the NPKTT in principle, recommending a single umbrella unit to handle politically motivated murders, gang crimes, taxi violence, and cold cases. Mchunu wrote, the work study report effectively established the NPKTT and established a single murder and robbery unit to carry out those functions. A second study conducted in 2024 reaffirmed that earlier findings and urged the integration of the NPKTT's operations to centralize investigations and improve coordination. Mchunu also cited comments from suspended Deputy Police Commissioner General Shadrack Sibiya, who reportedly lamented the SAPS failure to implement the proposed structural changes. Despite multiple directives and studies, Mchunu noted the NPKTT remains fully functional as late as September 2024, operating outside of the SAPS's official framework. He also took a swipe at General Fani Masemula, accusing him of a bureaucratic delay for taking an entire year to sign off the 2024 work study, and said if the implementation of the units was to be expedited, how can the decision to disband be surprising and unexpected? In fact, just a year after the task team was formed, SAPS senior management wished to disband it in 2019. It is therefore disingenuous of General Masemula to claim that the decision to disband was sudden and unexpected. Parliamentary ad hoc committee is continuing its inquiry into the formation, operations and dissolution of the task team, a body initially established to tackle the alarming rise in politically motivated killings, particularly in KwaZulu-Natal and other volatile provinces. As the committee sifts through the claims and counterclaims, Mchunu's explosive statement adds another layer of complexity to a saga that exposes deep institutional fractures within SAPS and raises fresh questions about accountability, legality, and political interference in South Africa's fight against political violence.
That say protect all the people of South Africa, make them feel safe. And in fact, it is in line with the Constitution of the Republic. The Constitution of the Republic doesn't allow you to protect some and not others. It doesn't. So when we looked at that, that is when I wrote the directive. I took into consideration, I'm still going to go to the reasons, but I'm just picking up that you had to, you can't freeze people. You now have a new structure that caters for the needs for the need of the, or further need of the political killing task team. You are establishing those specialized units, and you have actually gone to establish others, and that you are on your way going forward. But then you still approve the existence. Now, what are you finding? You are going to find that those people who are in the murder and robbery unit that was approved in 2019, approved again when we did the structure in 2024, they are going to sit and not do their work because the political killing task team is there, and or it's them who are not going to do work. That's what you're finding in Gauteng, for instance. They have these units in terms of the new structure. Serious and violent crimes, and you have organized crime. And if you establish a political killing task team in Gauteng, it means you are putting them over and above organized crime unit, over and above organized crime, serious and violent crimes unit. There are two units that are now existing. Then you put, so what you are going to do with your fund, you are going to pull people into the political killings task team, and those who remain in these two units, they are not going to do anything. But you are going to be piling people with an undefined kind of situation, and you're not going to be effective on the ground. There's just no way you are going to be effective on the ground, because you are piling people for the same task. Now, I'm then explaining two processes that are separate. You create the political killings task team for a particular objective. You assess it in 6 months. You then sign to extend it up to 2022. And you don't do it after 2022. But all you do, you approve funding for that. And from where I sit, you don't meet the prescripts of the PFMA. And therefore, if you're called by SCOP, if I'm called by SCOP to say, how do you justify what you were funding beyond 2022, we will not have an answer. Because what the motivations that you were getting, they were motivations for money. They were not motivations based on proper assessment for the need to, because if you did the need for further existence, you would have found that the structure has since been reviewed.
What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.